call. And turnovers have been a problem at times this year for Auburn. You mentioned it, a lack of upperclassmen leadership on this team. A lot of times, a lot of young mistakes from this group this year.
Coaching staff to a T, and they've talked to us. This is my third game in a row doing the Auburn Tigers. They just numerous times throughout the game they go through scoring droughts, not just once or twice, but 6 or 7 times. As you see now by the score, they struggle to put the ball through the hoop.
Here comes Ole Miss coming off that upset over Alabama in Oxford. Another three-pointer from DundrecousNelson.
Now, as a team, you become aware of that. You realize where he is, and then now you have to start running him off that shot.
Just like that, it's a 7-point game. Biggest lead of the game. 13 minutes to go here in the half.
Again, this is also where Coach Barbee talked about his team will look up at the scoreboard, see they're down 7, and then try to press. And then, like that, cause their own turnovers, take bad shots.
Wallace with 6 on the shot clock, gets it into Armstrong. He draws the contact. He'll get to the free throw line.
But it's the penetration. And then that's good defense for Auburn. That's just a better shot. There's really not much more you can do except for get up into him closer so that he doesn't even think about taking that shot.
Ty Armstrong at the free throw line has another one coming. Already 5 team fouls for Ole Miss here in the half. Armstrong wearing a brace on that left knee. He had surgery in August, and the injury has really hampered his play. He's had a hard time getting back into a good rhythm since that knee surgery. And he got them both.
Tony Barbee, the head coach for Auburn, talks about how he's tried to play him some minutes, but he too, because of this inability to get back into rhythm, has been inconsistent.
And we talked about Frankie Sullivan. Those two guys got injured within the span of 3 weeks over the summer. Barbee gets the big job, and then 2 star players go down with significant injuries. Warren penetrates, kicks it into the corner for Nick Williams, and he buries the triple. Good 3-point shooting start for these Rebels here in the first half.
Now knocked down 3 in a row, but again, that time it's the penetration by Warren. Collapses the defense. He does a nice job of finding the open man in the corner.
Williams, an Alabama native who started his career at Indiana. Wallace from the free throw line, spins it out. Denson makes his move, and a nice one it is. Chris Denson, the true freshman.
So it's the move of aggressiveness of taking it at the defender and being under control once you get up in the air.
DundrecousNelson on the run. A wild shot, no good. Langford traveled off through the rebound. Well, that's a tough break for Langford. And we have a timeout on the floor. 11:33 to go. And Ole Miss has the lead.
There were 3 moments in Mike and Mike's lives that created their voice. Unique perspectives started freshman year with their love of dessert.
This is a chocolate-covered Twinkie. No, it's an eclair. An eclair is a chocolate-covered Twinkie.
Their chemistry began during their domination of the high school's talent show. And their teamwork developed in biology class.
I got the pancreas. Pancreas, idiot, that's the one.
Hear the voice of Mike and Mike, only on ESPN Radio.
You guys will be able to defend the championship in 3D?
Why would it be different in 3D?
Well, it's just that a 3D Pete's never been done. I don't even know if it's possible.
It's definitely possible.
Hey, don't get too cocky, okay? 3D is 3 times as hard. I know that for a fact. But Mark...
Watch the NBA and nearly 100 other live sporting events in 3D. Contact your video provider or visit ESPN.com/3D.
Hey, Obi. Hey, what's up? What are you doing in the dark, man? Nothing, just the late night filings. Really? Late night filing? What are you, a Russian spy or something? Yeah, right. All right, catch you later. Yeah, see ya. Пронесло. Да, чуть не спалили.
It's not easy running a university all by yourself. The box seats to games, the recruiting trips to exotic locations, not working. Yeah, it's a tough job, but hey,
I'm a tough guy.
Play ESPNU College Town at BeTheDean.com.
Man, the NBA in 3D is awesome. Hey, is your wife at the game?
Yeah, she's right there.
Hey.
Contact your video provider or visit ESPN.com/3D.
6-point lead for Ole Miss on the road tonight. Final home game for Auburn this season in their brand new arena. Boy, Chris Warren, not only can he fill up the basket, he had 30 points against South Carolina, 25 Saturday against Bama, but he dishes better than anyone.
Oh, he does. And the fact that one of the things we mentioned in the game, we talked to the coaches about, they wanted to limit the penetration and allow Ole Miss to shoot threes, but not uncontested threes. That time, Warren makes the penetration. Ernest Ross commits too far to help, and then he leaves his man wide open in the corner. Here we are early on in this game. Ole Miss is 3 of 6 from behind the arc, and they've locked down their last 3 shots.
Andy Kennedy forced to call another timeout as they had trouble getting that one in. Let's take a look at the Cellular South Conference draw. The standings in the East and the West coming into the night. Florida with a huge win last night. I know you were impressed with the Gators in that win over Alabama.
I think that you're talking about probably the most underrated player, not only in the SEC in the country, but Chandler Parsons. He anchors that team. And that's why I think, hey, that team is the team to beat in the SEC conference, but they have the players and the experience to go very deep in the NCAA tournament.
Try it again, this time pulling the trigger. Zach Graham on the inbounds play. Look at average RPI. The East, 38. The SEC West this year, 145. That says it all. That's why Alabama, who has wrapped up the West, is on the bubble. Most likely at this point, they are on the outside looking in to the NCAA tournament.
So it was the loss to Ole Miss that hurt them. They've now lost 2 in a row, and just think it was a DeMichael Green putback to Auburn last Wednesday that prevented them from losing that game. And they definitely are going in the wrong direction. As we talked about early, they're probably going to have to win their last game of the regular season and then possibly win 2 games in the SEC tournament and get to the finals.
Holy cow. Kenny Gabriel with the flush on the alley-oop.
We played, I was here on Saturday. He made a move that just similar to that, but he was in the open court. A one-hander over the defender got him on ESPN's top 10. He might make it again tonight.
One of the reasons that Tony Barbie is so excited about next year's team, he's got Gabriel coming back, just a junior. 3-pointer for Nelson. That's his 3rd triple here in this first half.
That's Ole Miss's version of instant offense. That's how the crowd was right back into it. Not only does he knock down the shot, but he quiets the crowd.
He's a 33% three-point shooter. The team, 34% on the year from outside. Naismith is in the game now for Auburn. Beats Ross on the wing, can't get the 3. Gabriel with those long arms keeps it alive for the Tigers. And Gabriel, the jumper, goes short. Backside rebound. Nelson, he's doing everything in his first half for Ole Miss. Seen in a beautiful layup and a timeout, Tony Barbie.
And he's seen enough, but then Chubb, he's got to give ground. You can't move out to a guard because then he'll just hesitate and blow right by you. And that time he goes by Chubb, and then he scores. Look at this. He's got his ball, the dribble there. Now Chubb comes out. You've got to back up. He was basically in no man's land. You can't move towards a guard when he has the ball. You've got to start backing up and force him to shoot the jump shot. You can't allow a score like that to go by you and then get all the way into the rim.
And Auburn had a highlight moment moments ago. The alley-oop to Gabriel from Tony Naismith.
But then it was screened by Ernest Ross that allowed Gabriel to get open. How about this? He catches it, then it does a 360 in the air and then finishes. But now that they've got their offense going again, they need to tighten the hatches down on the defense and make some stops. I mean, they can't afford now the fact that they're down 9 to just trade baskets.
They knew that Ole Miss was going to be a difficult matchup. The Rebels have that potent offense. Like you said before, the Tigers lack offensive punch. Interior feed, and it's kicked out of bounds. There's another empty possession for the Tigers.
But again, that qualifies in that they start to press because they look at the score and they realize they need points. And then that falls into the unforced category.
Ole Miss leading by 9. This is the biggest lead of the half for the Rebels. Henry for Nelson. He's been feeling it from out there. Got another one. He's got a dozen from the three-point line.
But how do you, as an Auburn Tiger team, I mean, as well as Auburn is now, Ole Miss is now shooting, how do you not know where these guys are? I mean, you got to communicate that. I mean, Auburn's putting themselves in a position that they're just not playing very well defensively, that they're going to have to go back to man to pick up their aggressiveness.
Denson penetrates and he draws the foul. This is going to go against Stedman Short. That's the second on Short.
I mean, look how open he is.
Yeah. They better learn quick because he doesn't look like he's ready to cool off anytime soon. Gabriel. Denson gets the long rebound at a 8:35 for the Tigers.
Nice job by Armstrong. Again, can't get the rebound, but keeps it alive. There you go. Take it to the basket.
Ross throws it out to an open wing. Wallace able to run it down.
That time Ross went to the basket, Clay. He tried to avoid the contact instead of seeking out the contact.
Ross, his three, no good.
And then another thing, you don't have to answer Ole Miss's three with another three. Even though you're down 12, you're still only in the first half. Chip away at the lead.
Getting ready to check in is DeMarco Cox, the other freshman who has factored this season for the Rebels. Doesn't get nearly the playing time as Dundrecous Nelson. And he is a big guy. 295 is what he is listed at. And Nelson will get to the free throw line. Hey, Auburn fans, what better way to spend the holidays than in Honolulu? Don't miss out on the action as the Tigers complete their trip to Honolulu with the Classic, Clemson, Hawaii, UTEP, and more. On the docket, the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic, December 22nd, 23rd, and 25th. For tickets to travel, visit Hawaiian Airlines DiamondHeadClassic.com.
Now, you see Dundrecous on the free throw line. One thing we talked about earlier is that Auburn was going to decide they were going to let the Rebels beat them from the perimeter. Well, early in this game, they have knocked down the open shots in the perimeter. So they've lacked intensity in the 2-3 zone. They've had to pick it up. But the problem is now when they go man-to-man, they don't necessarily have the speed to stay with the Rebels. And that time, he comes around the screen and then gets to the basket and creates the contact and now goes to the free throw line.
13-point lead for Ole Miss. Under 8 minutes to go here in the half. Another one and out for Auburn. Warren. Nelson, long three. Why not? Holy cats. He was 10 feet behind the three-point line.
That's Jimmer for that break right there. And when that start hitting shots like that, I mean, you got to do just what Tony Barbito. You got to call a timeout, regroup your guys, and just say, listen, man, let's keep our heads up, keep playing hard. And I see he knocks one down from there, then he knocks down a contested three. Then he comes through, the guy decides to go up underneath the screen. Nice ball movement, miscommunication by Auburn. Now this one right here is just... I mean, that's one of those things where it's just the basket looks as big as you go. I mean, you feel like you can't miss. I mean, especially he obviously is feeling that way when he's taking that shot. Because I guarantee you, you look at Andy Kennedy right now, he's laughing, speak with the officials, because if he misses that, he's probably coming out of the game. But since he's made a ball, Andy's just going to leave him in there and not say anything.
Well, the last meeting between these two teams, Ole Miss blew out Auburn 90-59. That was February 16th in Oxford. The Rebels had 4 players in double figures. Graham went off for 30, and right now, Dundrecous Nelson already with 16. This could be deja vu all over.
They're well on their way.
Gabriel, and he is stripped foul.
A nice job of coming out of the timeout, getting the ball into the paint, getting a shot up at the basket. Let's see if they can knock down the free throw when they come back.
Already a big half for Nelson. We'll see what he has left in the holster when we come back.
What about this one? What about this one? Derek, please. Hey, what about this railroad?
No. Come on, grab what you can.
What's going on?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Why would you even install it?
You have 10 seconds.